Oh, hey there, and welcome to the Ope Three-Way Pro Wrestling Podcast. On this, our episode 40?
40.
Time is just flying, boys. We are
Yo.
over the hill. What is going on here?
I got to think about my pension soon.
Pension, you get that?
I'll celebrate as well.
Yeah, we get pensions up here in the Great White North.
Wow.
Nah,
Cheers,
Fancy
boys.
schmancy.
yeah.
Oh, lordy, we have turned 40, at least in episodes, boys. How are we feeling?
Yeah. A lot of wrestling that we're going to talk about today. I'm feeling good, though.
Great week of wrestling. Absolute dog shit day on the old professor side, but we're gonna get through it.
Yeah. You can't win them all, man.
No, can't. That's why I'm having a beer.
Hell yeah.
That's what you learn by turning 40, bud. I mean, I wouldn't know. None of us know.
Yeah. None of us fucking know. Thank you.
Let us know yet.
How fucking dare you?
Tick tock, tick tock.
You shut up.
Follow us on socials.
Yeah, all those socials.
Every
X.
single one of them.
Facebook,
What?
Instagram,
What?
TikTok,
What?
Google Plus.
Xango.
Is that actually a thing?
It was.
It was a thing.
Oh. Okay,
See,
then. What?
that's how you know I'm old.
Email.
No, don't subscribe to our Gmail.
We got a weird email this week, but
What was that about?
Yeah,
You guys were saying something about email. I didn't look into
oh
it.
my god, you have to read it.
Is it as good as our
Yeah.
Facebook messages that we get?
It's
a
not
little
as good as
better.
that, but it's quite the doozy.
Yeah, this gentleman made us quite the proposition. He
Oh.
wanted
Go on.
he wanted to have us he wanted us to have him on our little cast here so that he could brag about being in what was he trying to brag that he was in? The Walking Dead, or he had some level of involvement with The Walking Dead, making this movie or the show called The Marks.
Yeah, making a movie
For,
that's on Tubi.
Okay.
For Tubi. Yeah, Tubi movie.
Tubi.
Yeah, same network that Evolve is on, you know.
Yeah.
Tubi or not Tubi?
Well, in this case, it's not to be.
No, not
Watch
Tubi.
Taylor,
Not in
boys.
this case.
That's all I
Maybe
can
he's
say.
a nice guy. Who knows?
Maybe
but
it's a missed opportunity for us. But if you guys think it's weird, well, you're American. Maybe it's probably definitely okay. But
No, you got to read the email. You'll understand where.
I mean, if we're Americans and we think there's an issue with shilling in some places, then maybe
yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
that
All
seems
right.
pretty counter-American.
All right.
All right,
Oh,
that's
bye,
enough of that. Let's get some Canadian content in. Donnie, hit me with it.
I mean, the band is American,
Very Canadian.
but the source of the inspiration for wrestling is Canadian. Shout out Orangeville.
So what you're saying is Coke.
Yes, that's
Cope
exactly what I'm
and
saying.
Seethe.
Cope and Seethe. Yes.
All right. We got a pretty uneventful day. 1996. In Your House, Beware of the Dog 2 took place. The original Beware of the Dog was 2 days earlier, but severe thunderstorms knocked out the pay-per-view feed. So they televised the matches 2 days later. The most interesting match on the card to me was Goldust retaining the IC title against The Undertaker.
Wow.
I did not even know he ever fought for that title.
Yeah, you never
Yeah,
held it.
uh,
That would be one of the few matches. I'm guessing there was a lot of fuckery with, like, who would have been in that time? Yeah, it was
It was a casket match.
Oh, it was a casket match. Oh, yeah. Undertaker always loses those. He loses Barry
Mankind.
Live matches. And
Mankind was in the casket. Gave him the old claw.
yeah.
And that was that. But I only got one more thing.
Okay.
Happy birthday to a man who was a visionary. To a man who was a revolutionary. To a man who was once an architect. Seth
freaking
Rollins.
Let's go. Happy birthday.
I'll say that was more your line, Don.
Yeah, I missed it. I didn't know where you were going with that, but
That's your boy, man.
yeah, I mean, I've cosplayed him on multiple occasions, and
Sure did.
You got a picture with him in cosplay.
I do. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, but happy birthday, Seth! Doing some awesome work on TV right now. One of the more interesting stories, I would say, in the professional wrestling landscape, and very well could
What
be the next world heavyweight champion. First two
what a
time.
fucking landscape we're in, boys.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. What an insane.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going from last Saturday to now. What an insane 5 days of professional wrestling.
yeah.
Oh, for sure.
We got a lot to cover today. We're gonna cover Saturday night's main event, the results from that. We're gonna cover AEW's Double or Nothing, all the results there. We're gonna cover NXT Battleground. Unfortunately, without Najee, we'll be looking to get him on another podcast, but he's had some issues come up that kept him away. But that's okay. Hopefully, everything clears up, and we'll see him soon. But we'll cover
Oh yeah.
Battleground. And we'll also cover NXT from yesterday because,
A lot happened.
yeah, we wouldn't normally cover a weekly episode. We kind of stay away from that. We don't really talk much about Raw or SmackDown or Dynamite or what have you. But NXT last night was very interesting. So we'll cover the two main points from that show.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll start off with Saturday night's main event. So it was part of WWE's weekend takeover in Tampa, Florida. So they had SmackDown on the Friday. Then they had Saturday night's main event on the Saturday, obviously, and Battleground on the Sunday, all from the Yingling Center. Said that right this time, in Tampa.
They had Raw there too. They were going to have NXT's TV taping there, but they canceled it and moved it back to Orlando.
I didn't realize they had Raw there too, but
Yep.
a big weekend for them. The crowd was pretty good too. I think across the board, like most of those shows, the crowds were pretty hot for. So good effort by the Tampa crowd. But yeah, Saturday night's main event kicks us off here. There was a dark match. American Made beat the LWO. Not really much to talk about there. But getting into the main show, started off with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker successfully defeating CM Punk and Sami Zayn in a tag match. It's about 13 minutes. And, well, let's first start. What did you guys think of the match?
Match was really good. It was fun. It was a hot opener. I mean, Punk and Sammy are two of the best baby faces on the roster right now. Seth, since his turn, has become just a real shithead heel, and Braun is Braun. I mean, he's the best up-and-comer in the business right now. But there was more interesting things at the end of the match. But as for the match itself, Brandon, what did you think?
I'm right there with you. I mean, you can't go wrong with Punk and Zayn individually, and then you put them together against a team like Braun and Seth. And Braun and Seth have been, I feel like, gelling very, very well as a unit, as the twofer that they, were.
A twofer.
In this case, and we'll get to that. It's a twofer, yeah. Yeah, the past and the present, or the present and the future, something like that. But
I mean,
no,
Are they actually? No, they can't be that close to this. How old is Braun Breaker?
46. Sammy is 40.
Oh, they're not even.
No. We're talking about Braun and we're talking about Braun
and Seth. That's about a 10-year difference.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
I think he was referring.
Braun's like
27, right? Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, no, Braun's like 27 or something. Seth's like 38.
39. He just turned 39 today.
Oh, look.
God.
Come on. Excuse my language. Misappropriating Seth's age there. How dare I? No, but I thought it was a great opener. It was
a fun match. Yeah. We had the appearance of what ended up being the third man in the group, or the fourth man, I guess, if you count Paul Heyman.
An unexpected third man, too.
Yeah, back from injury. Haven't seen him since Survivor Series War Games back in November. Bronson Reed returned to take out...
Big Bronson Reed.
Big. I love that! Big Bronson Reed. I think that deserves a different mutton.
He's so big.
He is big.
I think it deserves both.
It does.
He's quite a big man.
Where's the button?
He
Where's the button?
he's button where? Who's got a button?
Man slapping me.
Thank you.
Aha!
Oh, it's so good. I'm so happy to see Bronson.
Yeah, he came out. He attacked. He took out CM Punk right through the barrier.
Yep.
Yeah,
Butcher's
murdered
window full of meat, just smacking.
blah. And
Pop.
had a stare down with Braun Breaker, but inevitably Seth came in and welcomed him into the fold. And now there's 4 in that group: Seth, Braun, Bronson, and Paul Heyman.
They explained it pretty well on Raw, saying Seth knows how dangerous this guy is, and bringing him in is the right idea, despite their past. So I'm completely fine with it. I love Bronson Reed. He's a meaty man, and I like men who slap meat. Pause.
Phrasing. Yeah. Fuck. Not that there's anything
We
wrong
were
with
just-
that.
No, not in this day. No.
Not that
But
there's
we
anything
were
wrong
one.
with that, but what the fuck?
We were just one
That was
away,
right.
boys, from Braun, and Bronson.
So close.
We were this close. So close. Oh, damn it. I mean, he could still come back for some part-time appearances, and maybe he's their fill-in guy. Maybe he's their trump card every now and again. But
Could be.
the dream still lives in my heart.
Could be. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 2 out of 3 ain't
It ain't. It sure shit ain't. Not them two. Mm-mm.
Not at all.
So that was a fun opener. And then we had the next match. Zelina Vega successfully defended her Women's United States Championship by defeating Chelsea Green in 5 minutes. I don't have a lot to say about this match.
It was fine. I'm sick of people talking about the botch.
Well, I mean,
It's-
it looks like she got her nose broken.
It's live entertainment.
Yeah.
It happens. Zelina is one of the smoothest in the ring, and she makes one mistake, and people are gonna dogpile her. That's what I hate about the IWC. It's okay. She's still champion. Chelsea will be fine. It's okay. It's all that matters.
Accidents happen, so I'm not like gonna beat her up on that, but like just having this match be a 5-minute match and it just got
great.
rushed onto the card the night before. I mean, we talked about it last week where it was like there's no women's match on this card. Is one going to be added in? And there was, but it felt like it was literally just for that reason and that reason alone.
They get shoehorned in there.
Yeah, which is not great. I think both would have preferred a better match to blow off their feud. Whether they get that or not, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But it was a match that happened, I guess.
Yeah.
Brandon?
It did what it needed to. I mean, as long as I don't know. I'm pretty partial about who's doing 619s around. It wasn't as bad as Tongaloa's. I will give it that. Tongaloa's was an absolute per Tongaloa's usual.
the true tribal chief.
We missed the goat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Can't
he gets
619 to
votes.
save his life, but
we need Tongaloa back on TV, honestly.
you're right. There has been a notable absence, and I feel like that's what this card was missing, quite frankly. A lot of great performances, but hardly a substitute.
Yeah.
No,
couldn't said it better myself.
Selena did what she needed to do. She came out on top. Chelsea got a little color in her face to give her a little grit, But yeah, it was a match.
It was a match.
Mhm.
And that leads us to our next match, which was also a match. John Cena defeated R-Truth in 4.5 minutes.
I think this match was perfect. It did exactly what it needed to do. You had that kind of, Cena's finally coming back to the good side. Then he kicks him in the dick, and Cena got a win that wasn't with a belt shot, which is nice.
But then he immediately followed it up with a belt shot.
Yeah, he did, but it did exactly what it needed to do. It was perfectly fine. It was fun. And yeah, I don't have much else. Brandon, what do you think?
I'd like to know what Brandon has to say.
Well, it wasn't for the championship. It wasn't going to be for the championship. It doesn't hurt his chances at becoming
It
the
doesn't
oldest
hurt his
WWE champion
chances.
next year.
Hold on. So you're saying that match doesn't hurt his chances of becoming WWE champion?
What a difference a year makes, fellas. That's all I'm going to say
Or
about it. You got
never.
one more year.
Or never.
Well, I mean, that's why they got Money in the Bank, don't they?
Oh my God, he's not winning fucking Money in the Bank.
Well, I mean, we
He's
don't
not
know
even
this,
going to
though.
be in the match. Do we have to get Kane back
Not
out
this
here and
year.
remind him of that again?
Not this year.
He's not going to be in
But
it next
again,
year.
but we don't know that. You don't even know who's all going to be in this year. I got ideas. This year's card isn't even filled out yet.
It's
So
not. It's
we'll
not.
get to that.
But it won't. It won't
Ideas.
be.
I don't really want to know who
Well,
yours
it's not going to be truth. I wasn't going to accuse anything of being truth in there, but yeah, I am fine with how this went. It
Okay.
prods at that little hint of Cena's conscience that's maybe still in there, and that's gonna, be kindling for a fire in a storyline that's gonna be building throughout the rest of this year, right?
Yeah, that's
They're
fair.
gonna refer back to it. So, like you said, it did what it needed to do in this moment. Any bit of exposure for Truth, I feel, is good too. Truth is a great guy. Truth's a great wrestler in spite of his age. He's been doing this for 3 decades now. So, and he can still do a fucking standing jump and split. Isn't that fucking nuts in and of itself? Doesn't that warrant some praise? I feel like it does. So,
Sure, it warrants praise, but it doesn't warrant a
A
WWE
world
championship.
championship.
okay, now we're getting off on a beaten path
No,
here.
no,
I
no.
never made any
We're
such
no.
accusation.
We're dropping that for now. We're dropping that for now.
We are.
John Cena
For now.
wins. John Cena wins.
Well,
More about him in a bit.
Yes.
After that, we had a steel cage match where Damian Priest successfully defeated and ended the feud with Drew McIntyre by escaping the cage.
I agree with Jesse Ventura 100%. That door is bullshit. It's not. It's
Well,
not as
now the
bad.
door is bullshit.
It's always a bullshit. When Seth won his cage match against Punk, Roman pulled him out of the cage from the door. That made some
Sure.
sense. Walking out the cage door after an insane match is just dumb to me. It's not as bad as when they used to have the refs have to open the door every time and unlock it. But it's just like, I agree with Jesse. Completely shut the door. If you're going to win by escape, climb the cage. Make an effort. And
Old
honestly,
man.
I agree
Right.
with Jesse. Jesse, you may not like Jesse Ventura's commentary, but he is a breath of fresh air, and he is so fun on commentary when he's.
I don't know that I call Jesse fresh necessarily. I mean, I respect Jesse Ventura, my dude. But
Yeah,
sometimes,
I would
like, you
not
can
call
just.
that fresh either. I agree with Brandon.
It's a breath of fresh air compared to what we're used to on commentary.
But is that a good thing?
Give
A
me more
I
true
mean,
Booker
blue heel
T.
commentator is not something that's seen.
I don't need a breath of fresh air. Just give me Booker T going oh yeah for
We're
3
not there
hours.
yet.
I'll
yeah,
be entertained.
I'm fine with Gunnar T. Yeah,
Yeah, who doesn't love Gunnar T? But
yeah.
anyways,
Old man Jesse waking up from his nap and realizing that you can win cage matches by walking through a door.
Booker
No,
T does that too. In
no,
fairness, he's gotten caught napping a bunch of times now.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, he is 60, so
But
he's
yeah,
earned his naps, though.
Damian wins. Drew is seemingly going to be off television for a bit. They did the concerto spot in there as well, where he just didn't move afterwards. So apparently
Always nice to see a concerto.
yeah,
So.
apparently he's got some ailments. He'll rest up. Hopefully, you see him back sometime later in the summer. And hopefully, it's not too serious. But it's a fun match. Kind of a dumb ending. It is what it is.
Just take away the cage door, and we'd be okay.
I agree.
Let's be honest. That probably should have been Big Blue, right?
I don't have a
I mean, if
preference,
it's
honestly, but I get why the nostalgia says it should be, but like, I don't really care.
And frankly, if it's her Saturday night's main event, a show that's pretty much geared on nostalgia, if you're going to put Big Blue in any show, that's where I feel like it's best fitted. So I agree to that. I
Yeah, but they
think they
don't they
should have.
don't they don't change the ropes. They don't do any of that stuff, right? So
They bring Jesse. They bring the sexual tyrannosaur.
yeah, the freshest breath of air when you're talking about that. But then we have there was actually a backstage little run-in. Jey Uso is backstage and he's confronted by former or earlier winner John Cena, and John says, reminds him that a guy who wants to ruin wrestling is WWE champion, and wouldn't it be something if a YouTuber was world heavyweight champion to really ruin professional wrestling?
John really put on his evil voice for that promo.
He sure did. He sure did.
Yep, I was fine with it. I mean, I'd have been fine with it, had we gotten a YouTuber as a world heavyweight champion too. Not to spoil nothing, but in any context, in
You'd
any
be okay if
context,
Jey Uso lost the World Heavyweight Championship? That's such a weird opinion from you. You've never stated that you aren't okay with it.
you know,
Well, they're going to get into the results here. Jey Uso does successfully defend by defeating Logan Paul, despite
boo.
interference from John Cena. But the save was made by a returning QB1, Cody Rhodes. Is back.
What a pop.
Yeah. And Jey Uso wins, and immediately that sets up a tag match for Money in the Bank in 2 weeks. Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul and John Cena is the first non-Money in the Bank match booked for that card.
2 weeks from now, holy Christ!
Well, it's actually a week and a half now, actually.
Wow.
Crazy how fast it comes.
Yeah, just compacted all this wrestling.
Yeah. So Jay's going to have to wrestle in that tag match, and then 2 nights later, he will defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Belin Yanalal, who will get buried in the desert, as previously mentioned on this podcast.
More than once, I'm sure.
Yes.
Well,
but who's keeping count?
I wonder who brought up the Gunther's buried thing first. I can't remember.
Yeah, neither can I.
Oh, well,
Yeah, so sometimes you speak something into existence and then it actually happens, right?
Yeah, you bring it up one time on one episode, and you just never let me forget it. That's fine.
I brought it up before the cast in a group chat first.
No, it's fine. We gotta let we gotta let the meme keep
what
going
happens?
until we actually get the blowback. Once we probably won't bring it up again after that, but we will probably continue to bring up John Cena winning 17 and not 18. That's another one that is nice to bring up every now and then.
It is on his side plates.
Yes.
Never seen 17.
Yeah.
Well,
introduced.
So as for the match, I thought it was good. Logan and Jay are good wrestlers. They have some pretty solid chemistry. I didn't expect the Cena interference despite the backstage thing, but I thought that was fun. I'm glad Cody's back. Hell of a pop, like I said. Right man won. Brandon, the right man won. And
whatever.
I agree.
Hopefully they don't add any musicians to their match, because apparently Travis Scott is MIA from WWE and has some heat now. So,
oh, good.
What's that all about? I didn't read about that.
I guess he was training to do this match because it was going to be Cody and Bad Bunny, I guess, versus Cena and Scott, and possibly the 3-way or 6-way, or 6-man, I should say. Excuse me. And I guess Travis Scott, just kind of stopped showing up.
Interesting.
Who reported
this? Who reported this? Any idea? I didn't see anything on this.
I thought I saw a Fightful report on it.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see anything on that. I figured I would have, but not saying it didn't happen. I'm just curious where it came from. Well, I mean, if that's it for Travis Scott, I can't imagine a whole bunch of people are going to miss him. To be honest, did it ruin a WrestleMania? Yeah, probably, but
ruined the ending to a Mania, maybe, but like, I mean,
that Mania as a whole is going to go down as a mediocre WrestleMania, I would think.
it'll be middle of the road. It doesn't. It's not going to be. It'll be remembered for being a legendary WrestleMania for Cena, but that's really all it's going to come down to. And then the incredible women's match.
Yeah, the women's triple threat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we got Money in the Bank in 10 days. So next week's episode we'll do our predictions. I guess if we really want to quickly talk about it. So there's just because we don't have all the competitors for the Money in the Bank matches yet. Let me pull this up really quick. So currently, for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, we have Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Penta, and Seth Rollins. So we get one more from each show. Any guesses on who that would be from Raw and SmackDown? I guess on the men's side we have a match of Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, and Jacob Fatu that's already been announced.
I'm gonna assume Fatu or Andrade for SmackDown, and for fuck's sake, Karrion Kross for Raw.
Okay. I also would say Jacob Fatu for what it's worth. I think that story with Solo will probably come to a head during that match, the Money in the Bank match itself. And on the Raw side, it probably should be Karrion Kross. Probably should. But I don't know that it has to be Karrion Kross.
The dude's got so much momentum from the fans in the past 3 months, even longer than that. It's just he's getting some of the biggest pops of the night from just being in backstage segments.
I mean,
And everything he does, there's a reason. There was a reason that Scarlett was on a ladder.
Mm.
maybe there's other talent though that I could put an argument in for. But go ahead, Brandon. You go first.
Well, I mean, I am not going to disagree with the notion of Karrion Kross winning Money in the Bank. That being
Wait,
said,
winning Money in the Bank or being in the match?
being in the match, well, both really. I
Well,
mean, I'd be
we'll
fine
cover
with
who's
him winning
winning
it as
next
well.
week, but
We will. But I mean, if he could be in the match, great. Otherwise, I don't know. I feel like we're going to get a surprise this year. You know, I don't want to say his name, but
I don't think he'll be in the match.
I'll have to wait on that one. I'll have to wait till that Sunday and see if he appears.
I mean,
Um,
there's still a number of notable talent that don't have that haven't had a qualifier match. AJ Styles didn't have a qualifier match. You could have Bronson Reed get a qualifier match. You could have CM Punk be in a
The
qualifying
the,
match.
the other person on
sure.
Raw that I think is going to be in it, if not Karrion, is the greatest luchador of all time, El Grande Americano.
I thought you were going to say Dominic Mysterio, which could also be a legitimate person.
That's a
Um,
valid claim, yeah.
yeah. Maybe they drag out Ludwig Kaiser at some point in his career at this point for this.
Where the fuck has he been?
I don't know. What about
Right. Where is
Rusev?
Ludwig Kaiser?
Rusev could be an option too, right? Like I know they teased him and Sheamus on Raw, but
Meat.
yeah. So I think there's a lot of options. I don't have my heart set on Karrion Kross. Um, I wouldn't mind him being in it, but I don't think he's like the only option.
Nah.
Shout out Karrion,
It's
friend of the pod.
yeah, it's pretty stacked though. There's a lot of stuff that can go down with Money in the Bank. It's genuinely pretty unpredictable this year.
Yeah, and I
So
mean that's Brandon saying that without Austin Theory getting a qualifying match, so that just tells you
He wouldn't
everything.
get one anyway.
And then on the women's
uh,
side, we have Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, and two more to be determined, one of which will be either Jade Cargill, Naomi, or Nia Jax, and the other will be from Raw.
I gotta say Naomi for SmackDown. Raw. I don't know. Maybe with what we saw this week, maybe we see Vicaria get in the match.
Could
would
see
surprise me.
Could see Vaquer getting the match. I don't know who's left that could have a qualifying match on the women's side, to be honest with
I
you.
guess wasn't Liv trying to get into a match?
Oh
So
yeah, so
maybe Liv.
Liv will be one of them in that qualifying match. You could see who else hasn't had a qualifying match? Ivy Nile.
I'd be okay with her getting in the match. That'd be a good showcase for her.
Bailey.
You could
Bailey could
see,
show back up.
yeah, I think
Every
that
Bailey's gonna show.
she'll probably be involved in the Becky Lyra match that's already scheduled
Sure.
now for that event as well.
Mm.
I don't even know if there's a third. I mean, is there a third woman to have in this match that they haven't already had? I don't know.
Could throw Kyrie back in because she beat Liv.
I
Could throw
guess.
Raquel in the mix.
Yeah. Why is Raquel not listed on this roster?
I think realistically it's going to be La Primera or Liv. So
Yeah, that would make sense. But we'll get into those specifically next week. That covers our main roster WWE stuff. We're going to jump into AEW's Double or Nothing show, which
what a show.
came from the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona. It was on Sunday night. And there were 1,100 matches on the show.
There was 10.
There was 11. I didn't say 1,100 for nothing. There was 11 matches, 2 of which are on the pre-show. Anna Jay and Harley Cameron defeated Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, and Bandito, AR Fox, and Los Titan del Air defeated RPG Vice and CRU.
Bongi Vice, you mean?
Sure.
RPG?
It says RPG.
Is that what it's really called?
Pongi.
It says RPG
Well,
on Wikipedia, so I said RPG.
The Cameron Jace and Bane and Ford match was quite fun. I'm sure the other one was just flippy nonsense, which is fine. But what opened the show?
We had the Women's Owen Hart Foundation Cup Tournament Final, where Mercedes Moné, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, defeated Jamie Hayter and now gets a world title match at All In.
Oh my goodness.
Very good match. Guys. Yeah, it's the right winner. I would have been completely okay with Jamie winning, but they got to do the biggest women's money match they can, or Monet match, I should say. Scary ass bump at the end there. Jesus Christ, it was a small package that looked more like a DDT, and Jamie took it straight on the head. But right woman won. I guess we'll see what goes on between whoever won the women's title match later in the card and Miss Monet.
Yep, that match was 21 minutes. There's going to be a theme as I go through these that I'm going to want to talk about.
It's a long card. They got to shorten their cards just a bit.
Yeah, the shortest match. The shortest match on this card was 12 and a half minutes, and there was 9 matches on the main card. Only only 2 matches were under 15 minutes, and 2 matches were over 35 minutes.
Fuck me.
These cards were way too fucking long. But we'll keep going here. In 22 and a half minutes, this match had no business being this long. FTRs, Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood defeated Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah, how do you even squeeze 22 minutes out of a match like that? You know? That's craziness to me. I get it. Like,
should have been cut in half. It was fine. Did what it needed to do. Nigel didn't look the best, which is understandable. He's wrestled 3 matches?
Yeah, he's probably running out of gas.
2 years.
Yeah, it's
3 matches in honestly 12 years. But did what it needed to do.
Yep.
Right. I don't know how you get it though. Like, you got Garcia and McGuinness, who are both tex heavy guys, and it's like ZSJ and others, right? Where they can take all their time with the graps and the transitions and shit, but my God, like for a foregone conclusion now. Come on, against FTR of all teams, really. I don't know.
This takes
And
me
FCR could
back.
do.
God bless him, though.
This takes me back to John Moxley's title defenses in his second reign, where he'd be defending against jobbers, and it'd be 20-minute matches on Dynamite, like a joke. This match was too long. The match was fine, but like it was way too goddamn long.
Gotta showcase the talent.
Uh,
Gotta show.
in 16 minutes, Ricochet defeated Mark Briscoe in a stretcher match.
Bloody as hell. Jesus Christ. Yeah, match was good. Ricochet took an insane bump by doing that. I don't know if you guys saw it, the shooting star off the apron
I saw that.
onto
Yeah.
the finger. That's a rough bump for anybody.
Oh God, yeah,
Bled buckets, which I don't think surprises anybody. Right man won.
Brandon?
yeah. About Mark. Yeah, I had no reservations about Mark Briscoe winning this match. I knew he was, again, unfortunately with Mark Briscoe, foregone conclusion. He's going to lose, but he's going to look real fucking good doing it. And he gave Rico a run for his money, but I mean, Rico's been on the up, and Mark Briscoe is, for all he's had in his career, he's still Mark Briscoe. He can take an L and be fine. So,
I don't understand the point of having him continually lose on pay-per-views. Like, I don't know what it accomplishes, but Ricochet did look good in this match. I will give him credit for that.
Ricochet, since his heel turn, has been just great. He's, despite that shitty T-shirt that we made fun of, but
Oh yeah, that T-shirt's still awful.
we're still talking about it, though, aren't we?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean we're
Isn't that what
buying it.
counts?
I'll still talk about how
No,
awful
but
that Britt Baker shirt was too, or that
yeah.
fucking one for the Death Riders, right? Like stupid
there's been
fucking
a lot of
shirts.
bad pro wrestling T-shirts. You guys ever seen the AJ Styles cum shirt? I mean,
Oh yeah.
say that in my
Just
AJ Styles shirt right now. So
Woof.
Just have yourself a little lonely Friday night. Make yourself a T-shirt out of it.
so was match 4.
Best of a bad
That
situation.
was the Hurt Syndicate defeating the Sons of Texas in 12 and a half
The
minutes.
Sons of
The
Texas.
Sons of Texas.
This match should have went 5. Right
Ah,
team
God.
won. They hurt
That shouldn't have
people.
been on the card.
No, I'm okay with the tag teams being on the card. I understand why you're saying what team shouldn't have been on the card, because maybe they're in a dead promotion as champions. But
Shout out Ring of
if they
Honor.
Poor Ring of Honor.
if they cut this
Poor Ring
match
of
to
Honor.
5 minutes, it would have done the exact same thing. There was no reason for it to go 12.
Yeah.
But it did what it needed to do. They hurt people.
Brandon?
Yeah, I mean, say what you want about Ring of Honor. They are
Dead.
Dead.
tag team champions.
Yep. Tag team champions in a
And
dead promotion.
yeah, well, I mean, for God's sake, like, how long does a team of Sammy Guevara, Dustin Rhodes have to hold the tag team titles unless they have like zero
Ring of Honor
competition?
forever, because
About
it's
as
a dead
long as
promotion.
Athena's going to hold the women's title.
Hey, congratulations to Athena on 900 days as women's champion, by
Wow,
the
what
way.
an
2 days.
accomplishment.
Right, yeah. Against all of one worthy competitor in that whole time.
Yeah.
There's only one word.
I hate to say it out loud, but oh, poor Ring of Honor, dude. Dudes.
Moving on, because that's about as much time as Ring of Honor deserves on this show. Yeah.
I agree with Donnie.
Kazuchika Okada defeated Speedball Mike Bailey and successfully defended his AEW Continental Championship in 16 minutes. And again, the question I want to ask here is, when we already know that Okada versus Kenny Omega is happening at All In for the title, like the title versus title, why the fuck are we having this match?
Well, I think they're kind of harkening back to Dominion. I believe it's 2018, where Okada was the IWGP Heavyweight Champion at that point for 720 days, is like the unbeatable champ. And so they're giving him all these defenses to like bolster it up for him versus Kenny. And I mean, this was fucking Okada at his best in this match. Speedball Mike Bailey is great. He fits like a glove in AEW, and having him, you know, for a random title defense, it's not going to hurt Okada at all, and it's not going to hurt Speedball at all. So I completely get what you're saying, Donnie, but it is to what Okada's been champ for, what, 430 something days now.
I don't know the exact number, but it sounds about right.
Who's counting?
So it's to help build that. So it's two titans of the industry to fight and unify the titles into just the international title.
Fantastic. Brandon?
Yeah, I mean, and I've read up on, I've looked into, dominant championship reigns, and there's something to be said about the number of reigns within a championship reign, right? If it's one more for Okada, great. It's against Speedball Mike Bailey. They're trying to build him to a tier where, he can look viable in championship matches. Maybe he wins himself a nice little championship here in the near future, right? Singles or tag with, the Jet Kevin Knight. But I think it's a great showcase for Bailey. It was a great showcase for Bailey. Okada got some good shit into. Little sneak preview, get people's taste buds salivating a little bit for what they can expect in Texas. So
when
I
Okada
wasn't mad at
gives a
it.
shit, there's not many better than him in the world, and he gave a shit for this match.
It's about time too. Yeah,
I was going to say, he's a bit overdue for that.
gotta give a shit leading into Okada Omega 5 or whatever the fuck.
Next match, Timeless Tony Storm successfully defended her AEW Women's World Championship by defeating Mina Shirakawa in just under 16 minutes. Notable takeaway from this match, Mariah May did not show up.
And they kissed at the end.
Great.
It was very lewd.
That's exactly what we need in pro wrestling in 2025.
I mean, for those two characters, it makes sense. So
Sure.
It's not the first time it's missed. It probably won't be the last. So
Great.
Did what it needs to do. Let's build to Tony versus Mercedes, and hopefully have a good time getting there. Mina will be champion one day. It's just not her time.
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of perplexed at the fact that like the only bit of presence that Mariah May had in this match was like some green with envy tweet that she shot out there following the match. I don't know. I mean, if this wasn't where you reintroduced Mariah May, if tonight's where Mariah May doesn't come back, then I guess the writing's kind of on the wall there. Yeah. I mean, I feel like Mariah and Mina were pretty tied there for a while. Like I feel like Mariah is the biggest part of the reason why Mina's in AEW right now.
Yep.
So you take her out of the equation entirely, but you kind of allude to the connection, right? Because obviously with Tony, and Mariah and Mina, the three of them all kind of had their own thing there. But I mean, if you're not even alluding to Maria at this point, if they don't say anything about it, Mariah.
Do you need
Maria
your goddamn
Mariah.
minerals?
Minerals. I need my goddamn Mariah.
Donnie understood that
Mariah.
reference.
Oh,
go together
boy.
like babies and pacifier.
Thanks for understanding the reference, Donnie.
All good. Now we're going to end up with Tony versus Mercedes at All In. Great.
To the surprise of absolutely no one.
Just great.
Well, at least Mercedes has one less belt to carry around. But, because she lost she lost the strong belt to Azumi, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So she'll just fill that one in, I guess, with the AEW World Championship. But I guess we shall see.
Yeah. Next up, Anarchy in the Arena. Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, Willow Nightingale, and the Ops defeated the Death Riders and the Young Bucks in 35 minutes.
I think Anarchy in the Arena might be AEW's best ever match invention. It's just such a car crash plus like crack cocaine plus music. Like They just let people.
You mean it's not the little bit of bubbly match?
Oh, it's you mean the fucking Mimosa Mayhem or whatever the fuck?
Mimosas from hell, whatever the fuck.
Or the exploding barbed wire death match?
Well, that one they did not invent. They were trying to harken back to FMW, and they failed miserably, unfortunately.
Yeah, no. FMW rolled in its grave on that one.
Yeah, Atsushi Onita just was probably pissing himself with anger and laughter.
Anyways.
I mean, you brought up something, Donnie, for this match that maybe there was a little poor taste. It's a bit of a reach.
It's a reach, but at the same time,
it's valid.
So one of the shticks in Anarchy in the Arena is that they play music during the match on loop. Maybe a little bit too much of it, but like whatever, it's fun. People get to do some dumb shit, and that's fine. Maybe Bodies by Drowning Pool isn't the best song to have on a night where you celebrate the life of Owen Hart, but that's just one man's opinion.
But it also, I think they were trying to harken back to ECW, because this Anarchy in the Arena is like basically
ECW with the exactly 0 people that ever competed in ECW in this match.
Yeah, I'm so sick of people trying to harken to ECW.
They weren't in Philly. Nobody from ECW was in this match. The song could have easily been a different song and would not have had an unfortunate reference.
Like, we got GCW for that.
They could play the SVR 07 soundtrack for the entire match.
Yeah. I'm sure there's stuff like Rage Against the Machine that you could play, or, there's a lot of other...
Jimmy from Stash Club put a bunch of stuff on. Shout out to our buddy Jimmy. He put a bunch of stuff on Twitter. He's like, all the songs that I want next year. One of them was Rough Riders Anthem, and Riders Anthem, please. Like, that just fits perfectly.
Yeah. But
the millennial mash.
The match itself, I mean, it was violent. It was wild.
Insanity. That's all it needs to be.
The right team won.
Absolutely. Again. First time face team won.
Yeah. It's overdue.
Yeah.
It's okay. They're saving Jon Moxley's win for the next show, so.
Better fucking not.
We'll get into that in a little bit.
Better fucking not. I'm just saying.
Next match, a trios match in a very stupid place on the card.
Konosuke, on the card.
Konosuke Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, and Josh Alexander defeated Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong in 13 minutes.
Shout out to Konosuke. He announced his marriage to Yuya this week. That's all I have to say about this.
Yep.
All I got to say is I forgot Adam Cole was the TNT champion.
I actually forgot that too. At least I knew Josh Alexander was the MLP champion. But
you're born and bred boy.
Yeah,
proud Canadian.
Adam Cole has done fuck all for that title,
which sucks. He should be the one to elevate that title because Adam goddamn Cole.
Bay.
Bay.
Thank you.
Boom.
Yeah, the match kind of existed. Great.
Yeah. It's fine.
We'll move into the main event, the Men's Owen Hart Foundation Cup Tournament Final, where the winner receives an AEW World Championship match at All In against Jon Moxley. Almost 37 minutes. 2 guys who apparently didn't want to win this match. Probably because they don't want to lose to Jon Moxley at All In.
And also did not find out who was winning the match till that day.
Yep. Hangman Adam Page defeated Will Ospreay and will challenge Jon Moxley at All In.
Man, I'm completely okay with Hangman winning. I wanted Ospreay to win, but I think for this character arc that he's on, Hangman winning is the right move. I've said on this cast before, and it's been said by many others, that Hangman is the main character of AEW. He has been since day one. And him coming back from the depths that him and Swerve got to once again be the biggest face that they have, and to now be challenging in the main event of the biggest event that they do every year.
The main event?
It's.
Are you sure it's going to be the main event? I've seen a lot of people asking for the women's match to main event.
I'd be okay with that. The women's match at Revolution should have been the main event, so they're overdue. Apparently, that was the first time that the women ever opened a card in AEW for a pay per view this event, so they're overdue. But yeah, I mean, realistically, I think the right man won. Hangman is probably, when it comes to like pure character, my favorite character in wrestling. And these guys just went for it. And 37 minutes is a long time to wrestle, and they had the crowd and a long show completely invested the entire time.
Long show.
So good on them. Hopefully Hangman wins the belt. I understand your reservations against it, Donnie, but at some point they do have to kind of say, screw Darby. We got to get the belt off Moxley.
He's going to parachute into the stadium.
He's gonna undo his clips.
A bed of tacks.
Just hit a coffin drop. They're like, "What's that on his back?" Oh my god! It's like he's made of spikes, and just kill whoever's in the ring.
Brandon, what do you think of the match?
Oh, banger! Absolute fucking banger! And I mean, if I don't think we could have or should have expected anything else between Hangman and Ospreay. Honestly, I feel like you said it right, Pierce. Like Hangman is effectively the main character of AEW. That being said, Ospreay, I mean, we're rounding up to what, 50 fucking 5-star matches at this juncture. And Ospreay obviously is or at least she aspires to be the people's champion of AEW, right? Like uncrowned champion, whatever you want to call him, has the best match on damn near any card you want to pick for the most part. And it's a matter of time for him. But in this context, I feel that Hangman was the right move to go with. I feel like he has the most to gain as a character out of this debacle, out of, becoming number one contender after all that he's kind of fought through in a quote unquote personal context, right? I think he's going to have a crazy match with Mox. And I think he is going to, I want to say he's going to win the championship. That's for all in Texas to prove. But yeah, I think
that's like my dilemma. It's Hangman. Yeah, that's my dilemma with this match. Like the match was great. Just first and foremost, the match was great. And I do think the right winner won. But that's kind of my dilemma with the right winner won. The right man won. Wrong winner did not win. Therefore,
good.
The right winner won.
Good. Excellent.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, excellent. Well, Ospreay had won, then the wrong winner would have won. But anyways, it's the dilemma here with what is more important at this juncture? Is it the story of Hangman Adam Page, or is it the story of the Death Riders?
The Death Riders.
Right? Because you started off so hot with the Death Riders where everyone was kind of like, well, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? This is really interesting. This is really cool. When they basically murdered Bryan Danielson. And the main guy that stood up to them all was Darby Allin, right? And this was with Tony Khan and everybody else very well aware that Darby Allin was going to go climb Mount Everest. Like, this was not a surprise to anybody. This had been talked about for a number of years. They knew that information, and they still put him at the forefront initially to stop the Death Riders, and he never got a match. So now that Darby is done climbing Mount Everest. He's already on his descent. Don't know how long exactly that takes. I'm not an expert on this kind of stuff.
I
But
don't climb mountains.
no, most normal people don't. But I mean, Darby's not normal, so that kind of checks out. But now that you know that he likely will be returning and likely returning somewhat soon, do you take away the whole purpose and the whole initial build of the Death Riders for Hangman Adam Page? And I would argue that the answer to that question is no, you don't. And that's why Jon Moxley should probably still win this match when it happens at All In. The crowd will fucking hate it. But from a storytelling perspective,
sometimes a redemption arc ends sadly, and that's okay. I mean, we now have Will Ospreay's arc of not being able to close the show, not being able to win the big one. People are like, why is it him? It's like they do this all the time. Fucking Cody did not win the big one twice, and it was one of the most compelling stories in wrestling for. So if they're holding off Ospreay till next year, I'm completely fine with it. I do agree that it does make sense, and historically Tony Khan likes to tell his stories in full, like with the Punk. They wanted to run Punk MJF 3 despite Punk's injury, and then they ran that weird 2-week story of the Rocky story despite it only being 2 weeks, and they needed like 4 minimum. So I agree that there's a good, probably better than good chance that Moxley retains. So, I mean, their ratings are up. Things are going very well for AEW right now. This is their best year in a while, I would say, compared to the last 2 years. And I mean, so far their pay-per-views this year have been great. So I'm excited for what's next for AEW.
Dynasty wasn't very good. Or was it Dynasty, or was it... There was one... What was the one that was just like a fill? I think it was Dynasty. Dynasty wasn't that great. There was a couple good matches, but like there's a lot of filler on that. They did like 3 opening matches to the Owen Cup tournament. Like,
Comparatively to the past 2 years, AEW is on a very good upswing.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, in general, their pay-per-views are quite good. I don't know that I would say everyone has been great this year, but this one was. I think they get the benefit of saying their pay-per-views are good because they run like fucking 7 hours.
Right.
And they
need to lower it a little bit.
So like these high-profile matches, they get the time that they deserve. I put that in quotes because they could probably go for like this 30 minutes. But the problem is like people are like, oh man, that card had this banger and this banger and this banger, and that means it was amazing. And it's like, yeah, but they also had 6 matches that didn't deserve to be on the card and 2 other matches that went way too fucking long.
Yeah, it's completely fair. And I agree. I would say Ospreay and Hangman probably could have went 25. They could have shaved 10 minutes off. Anarchy in the Arena, it's kind of tough to do that match a little shorter than half an hour.
Yeah, so that's fine.
Some of those matches did not need to be on the card. They're creeping somewhat towards WrestleMania pre-split times, and that's a tough watch. So we'll see what happens.
What time did the show end?
Close to midnight our time, I think.
Yeah, so like 1 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, it's a slog. Can be. Not in this case necessarily.
And the pre-show started at 5:30.
I'm just glad I wasn't awake to witness live.
There's a lot of wrestling.
Just glad I didn't witness.
You get fatigued at the end of a show like that. So
that's my negative to the. Do we want to give this overall a score here?
Probably give it an 8 out of 10. Despite despite the length of the card, I think most of the matches delivered what they needed to do. And then, I mean, Anarchy in the Arena is one of the things every year that personally I look forward to. So, and that delivered where it needed to do. So, yeah, 8 out of 10.
Brandon?
I'd say 7. I'd rate it higher if they didn't let Bandito walk up on the fucking stage with the Ring of Honor World Tag Title belt at the end of the fucking show at the
Press the
scrum.
button.
Oh, it hurts. Great.
That's my response to it.
Great show, though. Great. Yeah. Well, good show. Really good
Do you have
show.
a different button you want to press for that, Donnie, or did I nail it?
We need more buttons.
No, we don't need more buttons. I mean, the anytime I hear something associated to ROH, it's just
Off is the direction you can fuck.
because that's what Tony Khan thinks of the company too. So I don't know why we keep talking about it.
It
There's
just
beating a
hurts me
dead
so.
horse. There's burying something out in the desert, and then there's Ring of Honor.
It made rounds, and it hurt my eyes to see it, man.
Okay, I can't wait
Donnie,
to
what was
hear
your
you.
score?
Anyhow,
I can't wait to
Donnie,
hear
what was
you
your score?
lament about how bad ROH is in another month and a half when it still doesn't
Donnie, what
matter.
was your score? Donnie.
No, I just wanted to say that. I wanted to say that.
mm-hmm.
It'll probably
And I don't want to
coincide
hear.
with Gunther in the desert. But anyways,
Ah,
7.
All right. Let's talk about NXT Battleground. Najee, we miss you. Wish you were here.
NXT Battleground, also at the Yingling
yeah,
Center
Najee.
on Sunday.
Another great show.
Yeah. Started off
Yeah.
with an absolute banger, and it only needed 13 minutes to be an absolute banger. Sol Ruka defended the NXT Women's North American Championship by defeating Kalani Jordan.
Yeah, this is great. Loved the finish. The Super Soul Snatcher. I mean,
These two are so fucking good. Like, it's crazy.
This is much better than their last.
Their last match at Heatwave was also very good, and this one was way better.
Oh yeah, absolute.
Crazy.
And you had the little bit of story for Zarya, just a little tease of what we're gonna see in the future.
Yep.
I mean, great.
Very oddly
great.
getting involved.
Yep. Next match was Hank and Tank and Josh Briggs defeating the Culling in 9.5 minutes.
Called it.
Big meaty man slapping me.
I don't know.
And not a hint of betrayal.
I don't know what they're doing with the Culling. Like, they just kind of exist, but just job.
Imanora's back. I'm happy for that.
Sure.
He's all right.
He's fine.
Didn't expect him to be back, so hell yeah.
Well, here's what I wonder about the culling too. I mean, with the culling, if you're rallying behind a guy who is in public saying that NXT is going to be his ceiling and he doesn't aspire to anything greater than that, do you fight that hard for that guy though? I mean, really, like, especially if you're a guy like Brooks Jensen, right, who might have something to prove, or whatever his nuts is, Nico Vance, right? Yeah, definitely a lot of potential just in the aura department. I mean,
Brooks is the Buchanan guy, right? He's the Buchanan's kid.
Correct.
Yeah, he's Bull Buchanan's kid. B Square.
Where I was standing with Najee for the NXT matches at WWE World, that man is a hairy man.
Yes. They should call him Yak Buchanan.
And so
his hair.
They win. It was a match. It was fun.
Meat slapping. That's all it needed to be.
It was a contest.
Next up, Stax, Channing Stax Lorenzo, defeated Tony D in just over 15 minutes.
I would say if there was any dud on the card, this was it. It wasn't anything special. It was a very story heavy match. And I'm glad that Luca is back, but it was fine.
Apparently he walked all the way back from the desert. He got let go deeper in the desert, but he came back.
But I mean, it was fine. I liked Stax's new entrance. Yeah, that was about it. Bada bing, bada boom, Italians.
It's a new Don. No longer the underboss.
No, we got the one true Don in the Ope-Eh 3-way. God damn it.
Hell yeah.
We've always had the one true Don. As always, as ever.
What's how? But
in the context,
in the context of the match,
It was story, right? It was never meant to be a technical masterpiece. It didn't have to be. I mean, when you consider the presentation of the Don in general, anyways, like theatrics are his shtick. You can't expect anything more out of a match between him and his underboss, right? So,
Mm.
and,
So what's
and
next
I
for him?
feel who the Don
Yeah, I mean,
There's going to be
seems
another
like they're doing
NXT's
match.
Don.
There's going to be another match here. I mean, Luca came back during this match and stood there
cost him the match essentially, but it's
by
like
standing
they
there.
they kind of are pushing
Menacingly.
towards maybe Don versus Luca, which is fine, but it's just what are we doing with? I mean, is he gonna get called up now? Like he's a tough character to kind of bring onto the main roster because he's an NXT 2.0 character that's still in his NXT 2.0 character.
Yeah, there's nothing
Sure.
wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just it's with the more professional wrestling that it's been versus sports entertainment. He's a very sports entertainment character versus pro wrestling. You know what I mean?
Sure, but I
Sure.
mean, there's still another match, I think, between these two. Likely some sort of Paisan on a pole match or something like that.
The
Um,
pizza
Sorry, that
party
tickled me.
match.
yeah, there'll be some kind of stipulation. You gotta assume that Adriana comes back as well at some point.
Yeah.
As well, get all four of them back in some capacity, which will likely end with the send off of Tony D. But yeah, it was a story driven match. I don't think we're done this feud yet. We'll see what happens.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
Luca has not yet called out his loyalties yet. He says he's always been loyal to the
he
Don. So
said he's
maybe,
always been loyal to the Don and didn't do anything against the Don, but now the Don is
right.
paranoid as hell. So
Which is fair.
yeah. Next match, Stephanie Vaquer successfully defended the NXT Women's Championship by defeating Jordan Grace in 16 minutes.
Banger.
Ignoring what we know now,
Banger.
what do you think of the match?
Banger.
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 Jordan becomes the first person to ever kick out of the SWB, which, I kind of wish Stephanie had a better finisher. It's a backbreaker.
It's not great.
No.
It's not great.
No.
But she has a spiral tap, and she does that better than most. And
Yes.
yeah, match is a banger. Jordan looked great. Stephanie looked great. I mean, not much else. I mean, the Stephanie is probably, when it comes to NXT, the most popular women's wrestler right now.
She's been the most
Only
popular women's wrestler for a bit.
only
Oh, yeah.
second in Instagram followers for NXT women's wrestlers. Besides the big Akita cat.
Yeah,
Queen
Lyons.
Kita. Queen Kita Cat.
Yeah.
Nikita Lyons, yeah.
Only one of those likely has a long-term outlook in the WWE universe.
One is followed by mainly Gooners.
I mean, they're both followed by Gooners. Let's
I
be
mean,
real here.
one of them.
One is love, like her job is kept by the Gooners. Respectfully.
Respectfully, sure.
Brandon, your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, I can't speak anything else to it as a banger. And I mean, knowing what we know now, right? Like it was a match worthy of the main roster, shall we say?
We'll get into that after the actual card here, but
yes, it was certainly, I mean, worthy of the NXT Women's Championship in particular. Great showcase by both. Definitely proved both of their mettle.
yep. Next up, Ope-Eh successfully defended the NXT Championship by defeating Miles Bourne in 17 minutes.
Another banger. Miles looks so fucking good here.
Yep.
They're doing a lot of good by the NQCC recently. And when I met
Miles wants out of the NQCC.
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
They're gonna have a match next week.
Next week, Miles versus Charlie Dempsey. If Miles wins, he's out of the NQCC.
Oh, that's interesting. I feel like I haven't heard of that step in a bit, where if the winner wins, then he's out of the group. But I mean, if anything warrants it, this would definitely be it. I mean, it's crazy too. And then I told Ren Sinclair too. Like when I saw her performance at Iron Survivor, definitely a standout. Like she didn't get the strongest stats, but she definitely stood out. Definitely came through in the second half. Same thing with Miles in this match. Fucking tremendous. Like the whole NQCC is talented, right? Beyond belief. Miles definitely stood out a lot more than I gave him even credit for or thought he was going to do in this match. Like he had the people behind him. I mean, he definitely fed a little bit into like the whole baby Randy stick, right? But like, man, there's just something about the dude where I feel like he's going to be, if he sticks to NXT for a little bit, which I mean, I can't see him going main roster within the next year, but if he sticks around a bit, I could see his evolution by this time next year to be like, here to here. So
It'll be hard to keep
he's
him
definitely got a
off.
bright future ahead of him.
It'll be hard to keep him off a stand and deliver show when that comes around. He hasn't been on a stand and deliver show yet, so
Oh, give it time. He will be.
yeah, none of the no quarter catch crew have been. So I think like part of this is just focused on getting more male talent up the card because it's a little bit dry up there outside of a few people. So doesn't
Yeah, you're
hurt to
not wrong.
bring these guys
Build the
up.
brand.
Yeah. And Oba, as far as Oba goes, it looks like his next feud is going to be with LFG winner Jasper Troy.
It's a meaty matchup.
It's a meaty matchup. I feel like it's too soon for Jasper Troy to get that kind of a match, but
We'll see. I think it'll be fun. Hopefully Jasper can get to Oba's level quick.
yeah.
So
Main event.
I mean, he wouldn't be the
Sorry,
first.
go ahead.
No, I'm just saying he wouldn't be the first guy to, get that kind of a big match right out the gate and then, later on succeed. It wouldn't be like the make or break for him by any
No,
stretch, I don't
certainly
think.
not. Certainly not. It's just very early. I know it's like making an impact, ruthless aggression, and all that stuff, but
That's what I was thinking too.
yeah.
He'll get it. He'll be all right.
Main event.
I'll talk about Brandon's favorite match.
Main event for the TNA World Championship. Trick Williams defeated Joe Hendry in 15 minutes.
Whoop that trick.
I believe in Joe as much as the next guy, but the right fucking guy won that match.
10 reigns ago, Kenny Omega held that belt.
And a contracted AEW wrestler.
2 contracted AEW wrestlers held that belt within 10 reigns.
Yeah, Christian also had it.
Mm-hmm.
Our father, who art in Canada.
Orangeville legend.
This match is also a banger. I don't think anybody expected it to be as good as it was because Joe, all respect to Joe and Trick, but they're not like, you don't really expect them to be super ring generals and have absolute just bangers, but this was an absolute banger. I don't have too much to go off of. Really glad Trick won. He's still in developmental and he now has a world championship reign under his belt, which is insane.
Mm-hmm.
And
before Mello.
This is one of the biggest moments in professional wrestling history. I know that might sound like hyperbole, but a WWE contracted wrestler TNA champion, and that's awesome. And Trick Williams, I met him. He's a really nice dude. I want nothing but the best for him. So, although since he's now a heel, if we can get like the whoop that trick from Hustle and Flow as his theme somehow, that'd be cool.
No, I mean this partnership with TNA, but more specifically this rivalry between Trick and Joe has done so fucking much for Trick Williams. Well, the heel turned, against Joe. Both of these guys, I feel like, and you're right, you talk about they're not exactly ring generals, but I think of it like Smash Brothers, right? Or like Mario Kart. They're like the Mario and the Luigi of it, right? Like they're good all arounders. They're not the best talkers by a stretch, right? They're not the best in ring, but they got the right mixture of both to make them both viable for whatever you need them to be, whether that be like lower card to champion, right? They can jump, they can fluctuate. Trick, I feel like I've seen so much out of Trick, and I was kind of wondering what was going to become a Trick after WrestleMania, right? Like whether he's going to jump right to main roster, whether two-time NXT champ has been around long enough in the developmental, but we're seeing so many extra layers out of Trick and so much more potential to come from Trick in NXT and now by extension in TNA. It's only going to continue to build his stock. He's going to be a fucking megastar ready by the time he jumps to main, whenever that happens to be. But he's having a great fucking run right now, and I'm very excited to see what his TNA title run's going to be. Depending on how long that lasts, he has a challenger lined up already. But I think this is the era. Booker's behind him. And I fucking love that too. That little spinneroni nod that Booker T got, just the proud papa moment, you know, just give it to him.
Straight into a rock bottom, which was a callback to 2001 SummerSlam, where The Rock beat Booker T for the WCW Championship.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it didn't go that way this time, though. But I mean, there was a lot of great stuff from Trick, man. Joe Hendry's great regardless, and it'll be interesting to see what comes of his situation, considering his contract's meant to be up this year in TNA. But I couldn't sing enough praises about Trick, man. Like, he's on another level now, and I'm very excited to see what he does.
Yep. That covers Battleground. And just really quickly going into what happened on NXT on Tuesday. Sorry?
I want to quick rate the show 9 out of 10.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Really, I give it an 8
really,
for me.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Good solid 8. Good solid 8.
So jumping into NXT on Tuesday, there was 2 title changes. One at the beginning of the show and one at the end. The new men's North American champion is Ethan Page. He
didn't expect that at all.
Defeated Ricky Saints. Had a notable attack on his throat, which basically changed the whole complexion of the match. Saints never recovered. And yeah, Ethan Page is now the North American champion. He'll also be defending it in a 4-way at Worlds Collide. That match looks pretty good. We'll see what happens there.
Worlds Collide looks great so far with 2 matches. I mean, Gable versus Vikingo, man. Holy shit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Need that in my veins.
Yeah, and this 4-way also looks like it will be very interesting to see. But we'll get into that when we get to that weekend.
Too bouncy for me.
And then the main event of NXT saw JC Jane become the new NXT Women's Champion by defeating Stephanie Vaquer.
Well deserved for JC. She's been grinding forever.
Overdue.
Who saw that coming though? Holy shit.
Overdue.
I mean,
for her. I mean, felt like she was the third wheel in Toxic Attraction. Then she kind of felt even like the third wheel almost in Fatal Influence.
Right.
And now she is NXT Women's Champion.
She got that title match off a slap on Sunday. And it's well deserved. JC has been in NXT, they said, for 4 years. And gets a crack and beats the unbeatable. So good for her.
Yep.
And good for Ethan Page. I'm an Ethan Page mark. Hi, Marta.
Marta, stop trying to interfere with the podcast.
Shout out to the greatest
from the backstage area. I think it's really funny though how like now they're announcing in TNA they don't want any like cutthroat gestures or like open hand slaps on camera. But then we find out that that's what gets you title matches in NXT. So, hey, I mean, who's to say how that's going to move things around? But
NXT next week, slap somebody, and you should you'll get in the ring. You'll get a title match.
Yeah, That's the kicker.
So yeah,
That's the
I
ticket.
figure that that'll probably move Stephanie up to the main roster. A lot of speculation that Jordan Grace is going to go up to the main roster too, so it'll be another one on Raw, one on SmackDown kind of deal.
Sure.
Which honestly, she could just immediately go into that Naomi Jade because of that background with her and Naomi. So
Yeah.
and either if she turns heel or she tries to bring Naomi back to the side, I think that's a good placement for her.
Yep. That covers our show for tonight. A little longer than our last couple episodes, but when you're covering three shows plus a little bit, that'll
Three
happen.
very good shows.
Yeah.
Three very good shows.
3 big shows.
But we'll be
Wow.
back next week with the Money in the Bank preview. We'll know all the competitors in those matches ideally, and yeah, we'll give our predictions for that.
Man,
Oh, yeah, well. And Worlds Collide.
And Worlds Collide, yes. Which I will not know who a bunch of these wrestlers are, and that's okay.
That's okay. All you need to know is Vikingo versus Gable. Let's be honest.
This is true.
keep
Whether
your
or
eyes on
not-
Psycho Clown though too.
Whether or not it is for the AAA World Championship, I guess we'll find out.
Which is hilarious if that's a true spoiler.
Mm.
Because I've said it once, I'll say it again. Fuck Alberto Del Douchebag.
Well, perhaps he gets fucked out of a AAA mega title match. We'll see.
I can fuck off to wherever he lives.
Do we have anything else we want to talk about?
I don't think I have anything.
Big fat nada.
Okay. Send us home, please, Pierce.
All right. As always, thanks for stopping into the Ope 3-Way. Have a beer on us. We'll see you next time. Have a good night.